supporters marched to iconic Tahrir Square to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Egypt's war against Israel and to praise Egypt's top general Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the man who toppled Egypt's democratically elected former president Mohamed Morsi and his Muslim Brotherhood-led government.
General Sisi is a wise person. He loves this country, and this country loves him.
When Brotherhood backers announced they too were coming to Tahrir Square, the stage was set for confrontation. All right, this is the first standoff of the day that we've seen, and it doesn't get much more dramatic than this. Behind me is Tahrir Square. This is a line police have set up, and a couple of blocks down is where you find supporters of the Muslim Brotherhood and the ousted President Mohamed Morsi, and they're inching up very slowly, staring down police who are staring them down right back. Okay, it looks like security forces have decided to move them out. A few seconds ago, we heard them fire tear gas, and off they went, racing towards the protesters, chasing them away. Brotherhood supporters never made it to Tahrir Square. Instead, they marched through surrounding neighborhoods, repeatedly clashing with police. The sound of automatic gunfire echoed through Cairo's streets. Dozens of Brotherhood supporters were killed. Who was doing the shooting was unclear. On the Nile Corniche, just a few blocks from Tahrir Square, our cameras captured the cost of being caught by Egyptian police. Police often accused by human rights groups of using excessive force. It was a glimpse of a political conflict where the government and its supporters say they're not backing down.
We will not accept this, and we will not allow this.
And where Brotherhood supporters say they're ready to die for their cause.
Until my last breath.
Reza Saya, CNN, Cairo.
Well, not much is known about the Al-Shabaab commander who was targeted in the raid in Somalia. Now, U.S. officials say he's a Kenyan of Somali origin. CNN's Nema El-Bagir tells us more about the man fondly called Kraima and his alleged role in Al-Shabaab.
He's one of the Al-Shabaab foreign fighters because, as you said, although he's of Somali origin, he grew up in Kenya. We believe that he might have come from the Kenyan coastal town of Mombasa, which is emerging increasingly as a real hotbed in the region of both Al-Qaeda cells and radicalization. But as far as the Americans were concerned, their main interest in him stems to his alleged involvement in the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings and his close relationship and affiliation with Saleh al-Nabhan, who was the alleged bomb maker in both those attacks and the 2002 attacks here in Kenya of an Israeli hotel. Now, Saleh Nabhan, interestingly enough, was the last man that the Americans went into Somalia to get. They were a little bit more successful on that mission. They killed him in 2009. And to kind of bring that circle around for you, these two men are linked to the Westgate shopping mall attack through one of the attackers who is a relative of Saleh Nabhan and is believed to be part of the same incredibly dangerous Al-Qaeda cell here in East Africa, Christy.
And speaking of that Westgate Mall attack, Kenya has named the 6 suspects behind it, including a woman. Who are they?
Well, one of them is, as we were just saying, Omar Nabhan. Another one, who's known as Khattab al-Kini, he is believed to be a Somali-American. We're still trying to get some more detail. An American, I should say, of Somali origin. We're still trying to get a bit more detail about him. Another gentleman, only one name was given. We don't really have much more of a sense beyond that. But the leader of the organization, they believe he is of Sudanese origin and is very high-ranking in Al-Qaeda in Africa. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this woman, this Somali woman. She actually, authorities believe, was the one manning the heavy machine gun. This is a stand-mounted machine gun. You often see them in war zones on the back of pickups. She was manning this on the ground. Authorities believe by the time that they had killed her, that she had killed 39 civilians. There are also 2 more men. We don't yet have any detail on whether they were actually part of the gunmen within Westgate, but they are believed to be part of the Westgate group. Kenyan authorities have released footage of them withdrawing cash from a cash machine because they say they actually bought the car that transported the attackers to Westgate, and authorities are seeking further information about them, Christy.
Now, the raid to take down al-Shabaab's Ikrima, the raid that took place in Somalia over the weekend, it did not go down as planned. He is still at large. What has been the regional reaction from officials in Somalia and also there in Kenya?
Well, publicly, no one's really talking on record, but privately to some of the sources we've been reaching out to here in Kenya, there's definitely a sense of retribution that, you know, the U.S. is a very close ally. Kenya's involvement in Somalia has been something that they've spoken a lot to the U.S. about in terms of neutralizing the al-Shabaab threat, not just in the region, but broadly across the world. And so Kenyan authorities that we've been speaking to, they're hopeful that this is a blow that perhaps, although it didn't get its target, that will have given al-Shabaab a sense that they are not safe. Barawe, where this attack took place, is actually right within al-Shabaab's comfort zone. It's a port town in south-central Somalia. This is very much deep within al-Shabaab territory in Somalia. So for the al-Shabaab leadership to get that sense that, okay, this attack wasn't successful, but you are watched, they know where you are, and they are going to try to get to you. And maybe this time that didn't work out, but most of the people we've been speaking to in this region feel like this is a warning shot, and they feel that al-Shabaab have definitely heard it, Christy.
CNN's Neema El-Bagir there. The news continues when we return.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton, just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Good evening and welcome to the weather segment, beginning with a summary of the weather during the last 24 hours, followed by a forecast. The Gambia during the last 24 hours was generally warm, humid, with rain, showers and thunder activities affecting parts of the country. The figures obtained as follows. Basse got the highest with 28 millimeters of rain. Minum recorded 26 millimeters of rain, as well as Fatoto. Guinea recorded 22 millimeters, Inyambure 21.5, Kau 20.4, and the lowest was over Kerawan with 5.3 millimeters of rain. And tonight we're expecting conditions over the Gambia to be mainly humid and partly cloudy, with chances of rain, showers and or thunderstorms across the country. Tomorrow will begin with a mostly cloudy atmosphere. It will also be humid, with rain, showers and thunder activities expected to affect parts of the country. This will persist until after dawn, when rain will really occur again. The rest of the day will be generally stable over the Gambia. Winds will continue to be southwestern orientation, but generally light to moderate in speed. And morning temperatures will be 20, 23, and 22 degrees Celsius over the Greater Banjul, the West Coast, and the North Bank region. The rest of the country will be generally recording temperatures of the lower 20s. Top temperatures will be 29 degrees Celsius over Greater Banjul areas. We are expecting 30 degrees Celsius over the West Coast region. North Bank will record 31 degrees Celsius, as well as the Lower River region. The Central River and the Upper River regions will record 33 and 32 degrees Celsius respectively. We are expecting low tides of 0.2 meters at 5:34 a.m. and at 5:55 p.m. We are expecting a high tide of 1.7 meters at 11:34 a.m. The sun will rise at 7 minutes to 7 o'clock and will set at 6 minutes to 1900 hours. Thank you. and good night.